Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Wakey, wakey. Who's there? Come on in. For some reason, my video from this morning what do you call it? My tarot reading I did this morning on Instagram, it's still preparing. So for whatever reason, it is not uploading, and I'm not sure why. So it's very, very, it's very crazy. It's very cray-cray. So my other video, I just did a mini live, and it went up right away, but this one for some reason isn't. So I think that's odd, crazy. But let's get into some of the energies today. So for those who are, I'm shaking things up a little bit. I'm going to be shaking things up. I really feel I need to. The word influencer came to me the other day, and that's what somebody mentioned to me. That they said to me, goes, wow, you're really an influencer. And I'm just like, that's kind of like when my son gave me the name, the Guru Mama, and I'm like, had to sort of sit with it for a bit. And then I'm sort of like resonated a little bit more with it, not saying that I'm like, know all, I am the guru, not that way. But he was saying, as my son put it, Mom, you're a mom. You kind of know everything because you're a mom. And so we, for my business, got the Guru Mama. And, when the word influencer came, it was like, wow, you don't really... It's a real heavy word, I think, because it comes with a lot of responsibility. So responsibility comes with that word, and putting it in. So this is what I'm going to do is like I'm going to change it from psychic medium to intuitive influencer and spiritual love of life coach and an astrologer. Kind of has a different flow to it, right? So this flow that's coming in is just bringing it in a different vibration, I think, and that vibration coming in with, saying an intuitive influencer, changing it up a bit. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm changing it up, and we have and changing that up, the sun went into Pisces. So the sun is in Pisces, the moon is still in Taurus, and I got confirmation in some of the feelings I've been having lately from listening to, I listened to the Paleo Report now, Leo King and Phoenix. I can't remember his name, and listening to some of his stuff, and same with the girl, Barbara down in Australia, Barbara, she changed her name. So there's a few astrologers and people that I listen to. I don't know if you guys listen to the Almost 30 podcast. So, and of course I listen to Joe Rogan. But different, like I listen to a lot of different podcasts and different astrologers and other influencers, right? And plus whatever else I'm doing in the downloads I'm getting. And some of the downloads and things and information I've been receiving lately have been kind of feeling very heavy. And it's funny, I haven't been able to wear my crystals because my crystals were feeling very heavy. So, and I get that every once in a while where when I wear jewelry for a long time, I can't wear it after a while because it gets too heavy on me. And I have to, either sit it in salt or something and let it go. So these ones are going to be going in the sun because the sun is starting to rise early in the morning. So these ones are going to go up there, and they're going to go in the sun and get some solar energies into them. But some of the things are the energies that I've been feeling. It is that's what I keep saying. Real heavy, and dragging my ass. So this is where this energy coming in, and really when I'm wanting to do my work or do some of the spiritual work, it feels like, oh, you know what, I'm overworked, I'm tired, I'm this, because I've been feeling very tired and very lethargic, right? And listening to a few others, they've been feeling the same way. And it's when you get up and you start really doing the work. When I get up here and I get on here and I start doing my my spiel, that I start feeling, I feel jived up. Same with the morning meditation. You know, once I get on there and I'm doing it and I'm connecting with all these beautiful souls, my energy, this is like bringing in this collective energy of positivity and love. And there is this force, and I saw it back in 2016, 2017, and even before that. I was really working with the Pleiadians. Actually, about 2010, I started working with the Pleiadians. They started coming in around 2008 for me, and I didn't really realize what they were, right? And there was some things out there in the Pleiadians, but I didn't identify with them until 2010, when I was working with Heather and she was mentioning about the Pleiadians. I went, okay, that's what this is. And the information, and they were, the thing is the Pleiadians, when I'm working with a lot of these energies, the energies isn't for now necessarily, some of it is, but it's also for in the future. Like they show me a broad futuristic energy, right? So I get this futuristic vibration. It's like back, many of those who did the circle with me when I had the tent, I used to say that the borders are going to close. I see the borders closing. And that was back in like 2014. And I kept telling people the borders are going to close. I just don't feel right. I can see the border between the United States and Canada closing. And many have come back and said, the border hasn't closed, Mary. And I'm like, but I still see it closed. I see the border closed for quite some time. And it causes a disruption within people's lives. Hence, we are now fast forwarding. Now we have the border between Canada and the United States closed, and a lot of regulations and putting on it, which causes a lot of havoc on people. That's how my visions and that's how things work within me. I see things and it's out there, and it may not make sense at this time, but it's something that is coming forward within, it could be several months, it could be several years, but there's something that's there. And when I get this sort of gut feeling and I just know it's there. And this is where, even in 2017, I was talking about everything had to be on the internet. You got to get your shit on the internet. I know there's many people with stores out there, and there's some beautiful stores, but we're going to be finding, and this is where, because they're energies of training and this crazy thing that was unseen that is out there that people are, I'm going to talk about that a little bit, that is out there, but being forced onto us that you have to have your stuff on the internet. Honestly, people, if you are not promoting yourself in some way, some format within your group, and now here we come into the groups, because it's the Aquarius coming into the groups of where you belong, because this is, now the sun is in Pisces. This is coming into your soul groups, your soul connection. Where's that soul connection coming forth for you? This is where it's coming in. And the other side of the forces that are coming in is saying, believing it can't be done. And it's kind of like a locust, kind of like this darkness that comes in, and the dark has you feel you can't do it. You can't create this. And this is where you have to start stepping out into new territories that make you feel elated and doing your work and keeping to step forward. And how many illusions we have to go through to continue this on. And this is where we're at. We're at this creating of stepping away from many illusions that are not soulfully aligned for us. And this soulful alignment, it has to be there. Otherwise, you're going to get dragged down. And I know for myself that a lot of excuses and bombardment to prohibit me in some ways from not continuing my work. And where thoughts come into my head like, oh, well, this is getting crazy. I need to give this up. This is way too much for you. You're getting too old to do this work, or you're you know what? It's really not making you any money. So why the hell do you keep on doing it, Mary? These are the forces that come in and kind of stop me from, and I have to sort of check myself back in. And it's important that I check myself back in, because otherwise I don't show up. And once I show up, I'm just like, yeah, I'm jived. I'm ready to go. Same with readings. It's like you get this like, oh, really? You're going to have to do another one and blah, blah, blah. No, get jived, get in it. And once I start doing it, it's like, wow, I'm so glad I'm doing it. That's this darkness that comes in. It kind of gets you into this crazy stew of just placidness, and just come over here and be placid. Just go along with it. And here we're having where the sun wants to come in and give us a lot of energy and say, come on, let's get going. And this is the last sign of the zodiac, which is Pisces. And with the last sign of Pisces coming in, it is like we know spring is just around the corner. And a lot of this energy that's coming forward in this feeling is what I was really channeling back in 2010, back in 2016, and talking to people and talking to my small groups that would come in. And I wasn't so much on the internet yet. I was doing little bits here and there and putting videos up on YouTube and on my Facebook, and I was just doing little ones, coming up and stuff, but not on a regular basis. It really didn't come into a regular basis till I started really doing Periscope and coming out on Periscope and promoting, more of a daily onto Periscope. And then eventually, I was doing my phone and this and trying to get everything coordinated to do things all at the same time. And sometimes it was, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Now, come fast forward, and now we have this, StreamYard, which helps me to bring in many different avenues all at once, that I can just be in one place and stream out to all of you. Going back to some of the energies that I was feeling, because there's so much change that's coming in. And now I'm seeing more of this, and I'm going, and as I tell people, I said, may not be necessarily now, but this is coming forth where information, energy is coming in to get us to activate now because of what's further coming in. And it is for us to really have to get down, get dirty, and get into the work. Get into that inner and outer work. That's where this is coming in. It's getting us and pulling so that you are able to come out, and it's pulling these pieces, these illusionary pieces out of us so that we can begin to step into our light and begin to step into this light. And this is where a lot of this association and who we are associated. And the thing is that with Aquarius is all about peer pressure. Virgos are about groups too, but Virgos are more, they can be a little bit nastier than Aquarius, believe it or not. Virgos are like, okay, if they're done with you, they're like, fuck it, I'm not doing this anymore. And they're gone, right? They're gone. Feeling that pull like crazy right now. Yeah, Kate, exactly. And Aquariuses are like, oh, well, I don't know, and they may be peer pressured into it. Now that the sun comes into Pisces, this is our soul. It's a soul connection, coming into the soulfulness of what is connected with it. And with this comes in with us really getting down and pulling us down. And some of this energy might be pulling you down and keeping you and wanting to keep you down there because it wants to keep you placid, wants to keep you numb and non-feeling. That's what this energy wants to do. It wants to keep you in a conformist way. Now, if that's the way that you want to be, you're going to be feeling kind of gnarly and tired and lethargic and out of it. And this is where you got to push forward. And in pushing forward and you go into your light, you're like, oh, okay, I can breathe. But this is going to be a struggle that many of us are going to be feeling. And I know a lot within the community, because with a lot of my astrologers that I talk to, different astrology groups that I'm in and I talk to, and some of the few other influencers, that I have been privy to, which has been kind of cool, are talking about the same thing. They're talking about this portal. They're talking about this energy that's coming forth. And this is really a lot of what I've been seeing since 2014 and even back in 2007, 2008, when the Pleiadians started coming in for me. And this is really getting into some intense inner work. Now, many of you out there that I know, in my little soul group, you are the teachers to help these people to do the inner work. You are here because you've gone through some of this stuff. You might still be working on it, yes, but many of you are these beautiful light workers that are here to help with this intense work in order to help others to get illuminated. So you're kind of like the groomers that are coming in to brush up the auras to get them going. And it is beautiful to start to do, but it's a difficult work. It can be a difficult work. It can be an overwhelming type of work. And sometimes it might feel like you're not getting the gratification that you're getting. So now we have to come into our own inner work and our own ego work of what it is that we're here in doing. So we are coming in, and Pisces energy is going to have us confront the shit. Now, the thing is about Pisces and coming into this Piscean work is that Pisces can bring you into escapism and get you to escape and say, you know what? Do I really have to do that today? I don't want to do any posting. I did that yesterday. I didn't even post my my tarot reading. I didn't post that up, and it was kind of funny, that I didn't do it, and it's still preparing. It's funny. So this is where you got to give your own self the kick in the ass. As Tony Robbins calls it, your spiritual muscle. Even though you don't feel like, as he talks about jumping into that water every morning, that cold water, which is like, I think it's 57 degrees Fahrenheit that he jumps in, and he's in there for about 30 seconds or so, and then he comes out. He says, even though I don't want to do it, he goes, who the hell wants to jump into cold water every morning? I do it because I know what it does for me. I know the after feeling. And this is what we have to look at. It's like, okay, this is what we have to do, right? This is the after feeling. Can only do that in the summer. And this is where this energy is coming in. It's getting us to say, okay, you got to do the work because you got to look at how you are going to illuminate and how you are going to feel, because this is intense right now. And I will be offering my karmic release program again, and it will be in April. It'll be probably near the end of April that I'll be doing it, the karmic release. So I will be offering that again. I only offered once a year. I don't even know if I'll offer it again next year because it is heavy work, because I did it last year, and I know when I offer something or do something, it might be even when Jupiter goes into Pisces, so it might be not till May. When I do something, I also go through the energies and everything else too. So it is a lot of transformation and changes I, as a facilitator, goes through also. So that probably won't be till May, because that's when Jupiter goes into Pisces. So this intense work that we are up into, this is where we're coming into this identity. And this week is an intense week, especially with that Uranian square Saturn. And we also have Mercury going direct on Saturday. At the same time, the moon is conjuncting the north nodes in Gemini. Ow! I'm just like, immutable. mutable, crazy energies are coming in. And those mutable, crazy energies are going to cause a lot of kerfuffle. Yeah, that's a good word, a kerfuffle, causing some kerfuffle. And Mars is very weak, and because he's in Taurus, he's very weak. It's hard for him to identify with his own self and deal with a lot of this energy, and he's squaring off Venus, and that can bring in a lot of tension, a lot of sexual tension too, of how you might be feeling within your own self, sexually, physically. That energy coming in, and Mars feeling very weak. So even that, in wanting to project yourself in order for you to come out and be the true authentic self that you're supposed to be, and let go of those illusionary energies. And this is allowing us that we have to look at what we need to give away the struggle with the real good stuff. So we got to give away a lot. This is where we, as we're coming out of our craziness each day, this is a daily struggle. This isn't just like, oh, once in a while. This is a daily struggle. This is all part of 2021. It's coming in and getting us to go into, because as we move forward into this decade, we are going to find that we're going to be fucking happy that we did this work now, because as we go into 2023, 2025, there's some gnarly shit coming in. And even going into later on into this decade. So doing this work right now is creating a nuance for the next 5 years, next 7 years. Let's go 7 years. So we are creating a lot of bigger stuff. And path and our strength with Mercury right now is to look at the bigger stuff. So we're in this energy of looking at some really big stuff right now. And there's distractions and wanting us to pull us over into some craziness, right? And say, look over here, get curious over here. But if you're not curious about it, if you don't like it, then why the hell are you going over there? If you're, if it's not, it's like if somebody came to me and said, Mary, let's go into this house. It's haunted and it's crazy and some crazy shit is happening. We're going to stay overnight. And I go in there and I'm looking around. And if it doesn't feel right, I'm not fucking staying in there. Sorry. I've gone into some crazy places. But why am I putting myself at risk when I know it's not there for me? It's not going to illuminate me. It's going to cause me a lot more issues in the long run. It's I know there's a new series on Netflix called The Cecil Hotel. Like, okay, just driving up to that hotel and looking at it, whew, why are you staying there? Like, really? I'm sorry. Even in the 8-9, like, why? It's just, no. I'm sorry. I will find another place to stay, or I will, go into another area. And, it's just, this is coming into trusting self, right? And coming in. And if it's a curiosity of something like, I want to get curious and know more about planting a garden, about the angels. I want to get curious about knowing how to do spell work, or I want to get curious about something that's going to illuminate me and bring me in. Curious about more about how the moon is and the planets, and getting into astrology. Getting curious about something that's going to bring you into a place where it's going to break off the crazy illusions that you're trapped into, somewhere that is going to bring you into some real beautiful energies. And this is where, because we really want to do certain things, but we also have that Mars square in Venus, and there's a conflict and connecting and disconnecting. And that's part of the shattered reality. That's part of our belief systems going out. So it's connecting and shattering. And we could be, looking at others' belief systems, and we might be saying, nah, you know what, that's really fucked up. I don't know why you believe, shattering that. So it's going to come in back and forth of things that, of disbelief, of, well, why did I believe that? Is that true? That's why education is key. Learning and educating yourself more about the world around you, educating yourself about different facts, different things that are coming in. I mean, it's important for us. The more that you know, the stronger you are. And this reality in the spiritual in Pisces is all about relationships and handling spiritual and handling ourselves spiritual. And the moon is coming in. The moon is very motherly. I mean, it is the mother. The moon is the mother, right? And it comes in and it's right there, and it's going to be conjuncting with Mars, and it's going to say, Mars, it's okay. I'm here. You can go out. You can do this. Do what is best. And this is, with Aldebaran there and Mars with Aldebaran, this is in the Pleiadians, and this happens every 18 years. It's probably why the Pleiadians are coming in so strong. It's about getting you and really allowing you to get your drive going and not allow for the darkness to take over. And this is for hope. This is not hope for something that is not. This is bringing you into a place of faith and joy. So we have this energy that's coming in, but there's a divine union that is not. There's a divine union out there, and that's why many of light workers that are out there that are doing their work and going out feel like, it's mentally fatiguing, and it's very overwhelming. So for many of you out there, you may be feeling a lot of fatigue. You might be feeling a lot of overwhelmness, extreme exhaustion, that you're just like, I just need to have a break. So this is until you get into it, right? And with this square, we have the sun, when the moon goes into Gemini, we're going to be having a sun-moon square. That's, the first quarter square is going to come in. And that's mutability. And the moon going into Gemini and the sun in Pisces, that's going to bring up some crazy energies, along with Mercury stopping and going direct on Saturday. So we have that's happening. It's stopping at 11 degrees. And it's opposite, and Leo King mentioned this, it's opposite 11 degrees in Leo, and 11 degrees in Leo is the garden party. It's looking for the party, right? So here we are, Mercury stopping, and he's looking around, but the party's in Leo, man. It's not in Aquarius. The party's in Leo. We're not in Leo yet. So if you're looking around for the party ain't there. The party's not there. So it's like you're going to stop looking. You got to stop looking for the party and what is not happening. What is not happening in your life and what is happening in your life. That's very important, because there is, and this energy too can bring in a lot of craziness. The Mars square Venus can bring in a lot of disruptions or violence too. So this is looking at, you might be seeing on the outside world, you might be seeing a lot more chaos and violence and cray-cray that's coming in, and the world in craziness. So we got some, with the moon in Gemini, it's a battle, and we, might get caught up in some crosshairs. So being aware of that. So as I said, this week is like, I got it like at 30 to 200 out of 10. Like it is a very heavy, intense week, and we're on Thursday, and as we go into the weekend, it gets a little bit crazier for us and a lot more heavier. And this is where knowing that the divine has your back, knowing that you have angels around you all the time, and the angels are there for you whenever you want them. You just need to call them in. Calling in the angels and working with the female archeas is, I have to say, it's heavenly, because there are times when I am feeling like, I am so tired. I just want to go back to bed. Yes, I know I'm up at 5, but still bringing in, and I'm going to bring in one of the angels right now. I'm just going to pull one out because that's what they told me to do. And we got the Archangel Zadkiel coming forth with the angel of pure, with the Archaea of purity. And this is where this is the violet ray of transformation and freedom, has the greatest influence over the sacral, crown, and solar star, of course, chakras, as well as the auric field. And this is the Lady Purity, the holy amethyst. So bringing in amethyst. So if you have amethyst, you know, that's probably why my amethyst has to go with my moonstone, has to go into the sun. This is the supreme angel representing the righteousness of God. It's also the connected with the silver, gold, magnetic, and diamond rays. So bringing in that pressure of transformation and change, the diamond energy. So, and this is reflected with their image. So this energy, this is bringing in what's the positive learning and understanding that I'm receiving right now in situations. This is where Zadkiel is a guide, and as Zadkiel, when Zadkiel comes in, he wants to help you out for the highest good in all that you are doing. So bringing that energy in, and they help to transition us into this golden light and helping us to transition. So when we're calling them in, so when you're calling Zadkiel in, or the angel of purity, all you have to do is say their name 3 times. And my head just went really like tingly as I'm doing this. So I got like all of these tingles going up the back of my neck and all the way up my head right now. And it's just like, I could feel them. Like I just can feel this energy coming through. And when we're calling them in, this violent flame brings not just freedom of being, but it brings also joy, forgiveness, justice, and transmutation on all levels of being and time, space, and dimension. So calling them in. So say you're having a rough day, you're dragging your ass, you're tired. Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Zadkiel. Lady of purity, Archaea of purity, Archaea of purity, Archaea of purity. Come be with us, in us, and around us. Surround us with your violent flames to transmute anything that is no longer of service to us. Bring us into the energies of joy, of justice, and transmutation in all time, space, and dimension. I ask for that for all of us now, to bring forth the transformation and strengthening our boundaries in our auric field and revealing an underlying truth, helping us in mastering empathy, justice, and clearing drama and density. Clearing this away. And also helping for purifying ourselves and anyone and our clients of past conditioning and perceived karma, to bring in new vitality of life, to allow us to transmute that in all areas of our lives. That's nice. I got the angel of purity coming. She goes, isn't that sexy? That's very Venus. That's very Venus coming in. That Venus energy saying, you know what? That's very sexy. That's sexy when you step into your truth and your purity and your substance of who you are. That is illuminating and transformational as we do this. This is bringing in this light on all areas, and that those diamond rays are these pressure points of allowing for the transitioning us into this beautiful illumination of light. And our ancestors, the shamans and the witches and the ones that worked with this energy on a regular basis, they saw this. They knew this. And they knew when we worked with it that it does bring in such illumination. That's why when we step into that Christ consciousness, the Christ consciousness is stepping us in to this transitional energy of light. that it's allowing us to illuminate and allowing us to see that, hey, you know what? We got to slip through this energy. We got to slip through this crack. Come through with me because I'm going to lead you through this. And trusting in these guides that are coming in. Because with this Gemini energy that's also coming forth with us, this is also a deep knowing. This is what we are aligning with. There's a deep knowing because it's the North Node. There's a deep knowing of energy that's coming in that we know. It's like this ancient spirits, this ancient wisdom within us is opening, and it's like this little box, and it's, and it looks like it's an 8-pointed star. It's a fairy star. So this energy of this box with this 8-pointed star coming in and opening up for us, allowing for this light of wisdom to shine through us, because it is within each and every one of us. It's us tapping into it and doing the intense work that we have to start doing, all of us. Some of us have already been doing a lot of it, so we can start teaching it. But we still have, we're on an earth walk. It's still going to happen. There's still stuff that is going to that we're going to have to work with. But it is this energy of these fixed stars like Aldebaran and Regulus are coming in and shining such beautiful energy upon us. That, like Kate was saying, feeling that pull like crazy right now of we got to start doing this. But, before we're in there, we might have had a nap, or we might be feeling, we're just like, oh, but I'm so tired. I need a vacation. Until you step into it and start doing it, then it comes into our awareness of our conscious mind, coming into awareness of us to be illuminated in this transformational way. It's, I know, it is sexy. It is sexy because when you illuminate and you're stepping into that beauty, it brings in this voluptuous, scrumptious juiciness of you. And I love those words. Right? Stark, think Stark. If you've ever gotten any of her books, they're all like these vibrant colors and everything, but she brings in such awareness and getting you into it. Now, this is what we need to start doing. We need to start getting into this scrumptiousness in amongst all of this crazy darkness, right? Because there's some crazy things, and here's a thing. People are like, rah, this is wonderful that this person got it and we're promoting. I always look at the energy of the person. I don't give a shit about their sex, right? I don't care if the VP, our co-prime minister is a woman. Fine. She's not a bad person. I don't mind her. She's kind of cute. There's a lot of powerful women out there, and that's awesome and it's wonderful. But are they in that divine feminine energy? Right? You can have a man that's in his divine feminine energy and also in the divine masculine, bringing that energy forth. That's what I look at. When I look at somebody and they're just like, you're in that divine feminine, you're bringing in that divine feminine, yet, they might be a male and they're doing it. Doesn't have to be a female to bring in the divine feminine. So you got to remember that. Just because there's somebody out there and they're in the in the meat sack of a female doesn't mean that they have that divine energy within them. Remember that. Because there's ones that are out there right now that are trying to pass off as these divine feminine, and there's a rah, look at this, we have this, and you're looking at it and you're just like, oh my God, that woman is not there. There's a separate agenda that's coming in. And this is because there's illusions that are still there, Can't see me, Look at this. Much too much WWE. Um, but this is where this is coming forward, and we got to be aware. And this is where you come into your calling in your angels, calling in archangels at Zadkiel and the archaea of purity, and coming in and saying, does this feel right to me? And you can have your hand on your heart and your hand just on your hara, which is right by your belly button. And if it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't matter if a million people say it's right. This is you coming into your divineness, and that's where you slip through the crack. That's why, you know what? I'm going over here. I don't want to be associated with that. So this is coming in, and you're being aware that, no, I want to be associated with this. I understand what they're doing. I understand where they are, but that's not what I'm going to do. It's like all of the people who went down to on January 6th, onto Washington, D.C. There was only out of the thousands of people that were there was just a small amount that were assholes that did stupid ass shit. Now everybody that's there is now associated with that, right? So this is where we come in. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I see people that are rallying and, and doing all of these things. But it's like, I'm very aware of who I want to be associated with and who I don't, because I don't want to get involved in that drama, or I don't want to get involved in that craziness. That's not where I want to be. I want to come into my light. I want to be associated over here. That's where I want to be. I want to be into this light. I want to be into this place that is going to illuminate myself and others who are there, and hold people accountable that are there. That's where, a lot of things that I do is that I shatter people's reality. In Journey Club, I've done that many times with people. I've shattered their reality. They've come to Journey Club and they're like, Mama, you're a fucking bitch. Yeah, I know I am. Because I'm holding you accountable so that you can illuminate into this beautiful being that I know that's there. And if you are there working with me, then this is what's being illuminated with you. Are you willing to step forward to do the work? If you're not ready, then you're not ready. No judgment. But that's why there's many out there that I know. You guys you are also influencers. You are also the ones who are the teachers that need to stand up and need to start to illuminate yourself and say, hey, I'm over here and I'm here to help you, and I'm going to hold you responsible when you come and work with me. Because that is so important. And it comes down to, it's like, it's not that you're being an asshole or being a bitch. This is where it's saying, you know what? I see this. It's like being the true mother. The true mother. The true mother is the mother that says to the child, you still have to get up and you still have to brush your teeth. You still have to go to school. You still have to learn to read. You still have stuff to do. You still have to learn to wipe your ass. It's being a true mother. Some of the things, maybe you want to hold them into the space of being a child, of being a baby, because it feels like it's so much easier. But is it easier? No. You got to get them, you got to teach them, and you got to allow them. And each stage is like exhilarating and painful at the same time. But you got to go into it. And that's where this energy is. And it's getting us to go into it, because back in 2017 and 2016, I was saying to people, what side of the bridge do you want to be on? Where do you want to be on? Do you want to be over here with the light? Dolores Cannon talks about this. Or do you want to be over here into this darkness? And there's going to be a lot of energies that are there that look illuminating, but are they? Are they? And that's where it comes in, holding it and saying, yeah, this is where I want to go. This feels right to me. And not everybody will agree with you. So that's where a lot has to do with relationships on all levels, not just sexual relationships or husband-wife relationships. All relationships are coming into play right now. on how they are feeling and how they are aligning for you. And that can be very difficult for many people because you want to be liked, you want to be a part of the community, you want to be on the in group, but there's something there that doesn't have you feel right. And it doesn't mean you're an asshole to them. It just means like, this isn't right for me. I'm going over here and I need to be illuminated, and allowing yourself. So you got to watch the escapism, the slow, and the lazy, especially with the sun being in Pisces. Being aware of it. We're in the Piscean energy right now. 16 days we're coming up to the square with the nodes, and that's destiny. That's destiny's point. When the sun reaches that point in Pisces and it's squaring the nodes, we're coming into the point of where it is spiritually we are heading forward. That's a pivotal point in 16 days. So a little bit of work we have to do. So if you're wanting to work with me this weekend and work with this angel healing work, get a hold of me. It's on sale. I put it down to $147. This is work that I love doing. I feel illuminated through it. This is exhilarating work, and bringing it in as a modality, because angels work with all. I'm just like, angels work with all. And then next month we bring in the magical energies of the elementals and the fairies and the unicorns. So I want you all to have a beautiful illuminating day and shining your light. Don't allow your light to be extinguished. You are all beautiful beings that need to be here. We need you. We need you. So may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you, and all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Allow yourself to illuminate and be that sparkly diamond energy. I just got a lot of diamonds in front of me. I got a Michael Jackson thing going on. Michael Jackson's energy is like, gotta shine, baby, gotta shine. Be that illumination and allow yourself to illuminate. And sometimes, you know what? When you're shining so bright, some people might like it, some people might, but that's okay. Just keep on doing you. Blessed be everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.